It's the three dead trolls. The three dead trolls in the Baggie show.
And now, here's Wes Borg.
Thank you. Thank you. Welcome to our third episode of our very own Three Dead Trolls in a Baggie TV show. I just want to tell you guys that we all feel really lucky to have been given this opportunity. I mean, there's a lot of people all across Canada who are way more talented than we are who didn't get a TV show this year. And we feel really grateful that we did. I mean, it's not a high-budget TV show. I mean, look at our sets. It's basically we just took other people's sets and flipped them around backwards. But that's, you know, because of the cutbacks. But I think that it's time that we as Canadians realized that the CBC is an incredibly important institution in Canada. You know, I mean, maybe once there was a time when we could poke fun at the CBC, but I think that that time has passed. In fact, I think that maybe it's time that we all just stood up. Stand up, you guys. And joined hands. No, join hands. And maybe, just maybe, said a silent prayer of thanks for the Canadian Broadcasting Corporation.
Good evening, and welcome to the Royal Salmon Arm Shakespearean Society. Several weeks ago, the Royal Salmon Arm Shakespearean Society reached an agreement with the National Hockey League. This landmark achievement will allow the superstars of hockey to bring legitimate classical theater to their many rabid fans. Tonight, we bring you the first installment of Stanley Cup Theater. In this episode, Romeo, portrayed by Craig McTavish of the Edmonton Oilers, will confess his undying love to the young and vulnerable Juliet, painstakingly interpreted by Douglas Gilmore of the Calgary Flames Hockey Society. Tonight, Stanley Cup Theatre is proud to present the immortal William Shakespeare's famous balcony scene from his tragedy, Romeo and Juliet.
But soft! What light through yon window breaks, huh? It's the east. And Juliet here is the sun. Arise, fair sun, and kill the envious moon, who is already sick and pale with grief, that thou, her maid, art far more fair than she is even.
Oh, Romeo. Oh, Romeo. Wherefore art thou, Romeo? Refuse thy name and deny thy father. Or if thou wilt not be but sworn my love, I will no longer be a Capulet.
Capulet.
Look, shut up, I'm crying here, all right?
Capulet, all right?
It's Capulet! Look, I was emperor of the winter! Come on! Come on!
The immortal balcony scene. Please join Stanley Cup Theatre next week when we present the classical children's tale, Snow White and the Seven Dwarfs, starring Grant Fuhr as Snow White, and featuring the entire Toronto Maple Leafs hockey team as the Seven Dwarfs. Thank you.
Okay, Joe, you got your choice.
I like that one.
Yeah, but this is going to be way better. This will match your blush.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Okay, sure.
Hello. Have you ever thought about how time goes by faster and faster the older you get? Or why people get more cautious as they age? I know I sure have. I'm 73 years old, and the way time is zinging by me right now, I figure, based on an 18-year-old's time scheme, I only got 2 weeks left to live. So I thought, you know, seeing as they got so much more to lose than I do, I should be able to scare the bejesus out of a teenager. And I thought I might as well test out my theory on my 17-year-old hooligan grandsons. So I called them up and said, hey, let's go for a ride in my old Ford, huh? Well, their cheers of, "Gun it, Granddad!" soon turned to pitiful whimpers when I cut off that semi. Of course, I'm going to have to get that rear fender fixed, too, man. And, you know, as I'm standing here, I thought I could take Marine Drive at 80 miles an hour. Well, I was wrong. But I managed to wrestle the car back on the road in one piece. Whoa, just about hit some cyclist, but got it down without ever once applying the brakes. Well, I dropped the little ball babies off at their moms with messy pants and a newfound fear and respect for their old granddad. Naturally, I was feeling pretty good about myself and my newfound power and doing a little strolling around downtown when, what should I see but one of those pimple-faced Nazi boy types bumps into an elderly lady, and then he calls her a bitch to boot. Well, I'm up the road a little bit, and he comes strolling by me in la-dee-da in his Doc Mervins and all. And so I just up and two-fisted him one. Right to the back of the head. Yeah. He turns around with this look of disbelief on his face. You know, the frail old bird like me would have hit him. So, that's when I nailed him again. Well, he was still confused, you know. He dropped to the ground like a sack of cement, and I just up and stepped on his head a couple of times. Well, that elderly lady had me over for some supper and refreshments as a means of saying thank you. And damned if I didn't get lucky. Well, I'm just an old man living on this edge of life with a hell of a lot less to lose than any of you youngsters. So you put that bee in your bonnet and chew on it before you go pissing off any senior citizens. 'Cause you could be talking to someone like me.
was mine. But then there was you to deflower my ways, and now I'm ready for you, Brian. 'Cause my bank account is bulging, my finances are firm, my shekels and my lonely revenue. My interest rates are peaking, and I'm ready for you, baby, to grab me by the assets and tax me till I'm orange and blue. Tax me, Brian, tax me long and tax me hard. Tax me till I've nothing left to give. Tax me till I'm dry, oh, tax me till I'm spent. Come on, baby, tax me where I live. Oh, Brian, I can't keep it all to myself. Please let me spread my moolah around your dissipating carcass. Yeah, tax me, show me nothing comes for free. Tax my assets with your stubby GST.
True story. Telly Savalas,
Michael Jackson?
right? The three of them, they're skateboarding.
Oh, I hated it.
That's right. Who's the third one?
The lover.
That's right.
I know.
True story.
Too bad.
I cannot open the door. I cannot open the door. How do I get through the door? What's going on here? I cannot. Oh, someone put a lock on the door. So what the hell's going on here? They put a lock on the door. What are you going to steal? How are you going to steal the other side of the door? This is an ordinary prop door. You don't even have to have a lock on it. What the hell? They put a lock. There's a lock on the door. I got it though. Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. My name is Johnny Lau. Hey, here's something funny. If your nose had an odor, could you smell it? Am I supposed to do it over there? Or am I supposed to do it out there? What the hell is going on here, huh? Why don't you people organize yourself? Why I was here for rehearsal. I was here on time, you know? Waiting around for an hour and a half, all you people taking coffee breaks. I don't need... Oh, now it's fine, now, yeah. Why don't you just whip around and make yourself dizzy, camera boy, huh? Why you do that? That doesn't do me any good. I was waiting here for an hour and a half. Oh, I don't need this. I don't need this at all.
Good evening. I would like to begin by telling you a story. It is a story of a fishing village in Portugal that has no boats. That's right. They have no boats.
That's what I loved about him. His endearing stories. Stories that came from his heart, danced in his lungs, and erupting from his teeth. That's what I loved about him. Yeah! One night, I'd seen all of their shows, you know, that he'd tell endearing stories, and she would sing songs of love. Wow, it was incredible. Until the police caught up with them. Yeah, the police found out they were spies. Well, spies. Yeah, they
that's all he talked about. He talked about their show and the love he had for their show, and then they killed him. He was a passive-aggressive, but he was way too late for his appointment. So I went out into the streets and started looking for him, and I found him lying there in a pool of blood, his own blood.
Lying in a pool of his own blood. That's where he was. Well, there you have it. A dramatic story of intrigue and murder and the dark side of the entertainment industry. For CBC's The National, I'm Dennis Villeneuve.
Oh, I couldn't always get his story. Oh, and it came from his soul and burned into my heart. Oh, that's what I loved about him.
And so the beautiful dancer served her time and married the reporter she loved so dearly. And the hippie doctor went into therapy, where he recovered from his traumas and eventually wrote a book. And as for me, I am here, hiding out in that fishing village in Portugal that has no boats. That's right, they have no boats, no boats, they have no boats, no boats, they have no boats. And that is my story.
Hey, Wes, I have the hand moisturizer you asked for.
And now, here is a story from our Alberta heritage. Let's go back to the days when the prairies were new to men, and a lone steel thread was all that linked our country. A solitary train rolls across the lonesome prairie when a spring blizzard blows up, and blinded by the snow, unable to see the washed-out bridge, the engineer pilots the train to its final destiny. And from this disaster, one survivor. A Hereford cow wanders across the barren expanse. And at that same time, a proud buffalo bull, past his prime, now a deposed king in exile, ranges alone to head smashed-in buffalo jump. But somehow, through that snowstorm, they met on that fateful knoll. A heartsick, shell-shocked Hereford cow and a lonely, proud, suicidal buffalo. Wanting each other. No, needing each other. Knowing that what they were about to do was wrong. A forbidden bovine love, and may the gods be damned when passion rules our souls. From this union was born a legend. The legend of the little beefalo calf. Now the little calf grew strong and true under the care and guidance of his buffalo father and Hereford mother. Together they grazed the hills and prairies for several years in a blissful familial state. Until that fateful day they came across the iron tracks. And in the distance is heard the hissing and puffing of a steam locomotive. His father, the proud bull, ignorant to the ways of man, stood on the tracks challenging the intruder who was threatening his family, the bull protecting, the train approaching, and when the two adversaries met, the result was inevitable. The beefalo calf's dad was dead. And his mother, overcome with grief, chose the way of Anna Karenina and threw herself under the wheels of the train. And so the calf is left alone in the wild, seeking purpose in a life filled with so much tragedy. And then came a year when there was drought, and the winter was the harshest in memory. And a family, alone in a sod hut, isolated, with the father sick and the children too young, starving with no hope of surviving the winter. And as the lone candle gasped its last flicker, a hoof is heard at the door. It was the little beefalo calf, prepared to make the ultimate sacrifice. When they winched the calf up, they say that where his blood hit the ground is where the first wild rose of Alberta grew. Thus was born the legend of the little beefalo calf. Where you go, I'm going, little beefalo. Where have you gone? I'm going below. And you know, sometimes still, when children are lost in prairie snowstorms, they will miraculously appear on their mother's doorstep, safe and sound. Smelling faintly of beefalo, a little beefalo calf. I'm going, little beefalo, where have you gone, little beefalo? Good night, everybody. Good night.
Once, when I was a boy, I had a leech attach itself to my leg. Now, that experience was such a vile one, so horrible, that I'd almost completely forgotten about it until this week. I suppose I should thank you. You've managed to dethrone that little blood-sucking parasite, and now it ranks second as the most revolting experience of my life. I have never felt so violated, so enraged, and so disgusted as I do this week after seeing your show. Morally and creatively, you are bankrupt. Now get out. Get out!